Our next speaker is Kathleen Chen. Kathleen is a 7th grader at Diamond Middle School. She likes drawing and reading, and the title of her speech is The Difference Between Anime and Cartoons. Please welcome Kathleen.
Also, part one you say that she likes anime, that's also true.
Okay.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Oh yes, thank you. When I was young, after school, I would go back to my house and go on my computer and watch anime. No, I can see you.
I realize that.
Personally, I grew up with watching anime, but I can imagine people the same age as I was before watching cartoons on the nearest TV and sitting there on a couch. Sitting there on a couch while eating popcorn. Anime is Japanese cartoons. Anime are Japanese cartoons, but American cartoons are very different than Japanese cartoons. One way that they are different is that anime have plots. Gasp! Cartoons mostly are episodic. They do not have an overall plot, and each episode contains its own story. Such as SpongeBob. If you were to watch SpongeBob and skip some episodes, you wouldn't be confused because each episode is just a different story and it'll be all fine and dandy. But in anime, such as Death Note, if you were to skip 2 episodes or more, you would definitely be confused because a lot happens in each episode that contributes to the ending. Second, anime is much more detailed in character designs and background. Most anime background designs are very colorful and bright, but cartoons are usually simple and pastel colored, such as I have 2 pictures here. This is the cartoon, and this is the anime. Yes. If you were to see the difference, it's a very obvious difference, isn't it? You can see 5 colors in the background of that, but you could see over 10 colors for the anime background. 6. Third, animes have very nice openings and endings. The opening and ending theme usually come with its own animation, and they are 1 minute 30 seconds long, and if you were to listen to the full song, then it would be 4 minutes long, just like any other song was. So you could sing it on karaoke, or you could sing it in front of your friends, or in a talent show. But in most cartoons, the openings are 25 seconds long. Some of the cartoons are also, the cartoon opening songs are also just the name of the cartoon, repeated over and over again. That, in my opinion, is nauseating. Big word. Yes. Actually, I am not sure if I said that right. Okay.
Mostly.
Also, cartoon openings are mainly just 99% of clips from the actual show. They are taken from the show and put into a clip and then thrown away into the beginning to satisfy the viewers. Lastly, anime covers many genres. Anime covers action, horror, Yes, horror. That tragedy, drama, and many others. These anime genres contain different themes for each type of genre, such as the main genre, which is mainstream, contains the theme as in being friendly and protect your friends and be teamwork. Have teamwork. Use teamwork if you have teamwork. If you have good teamwork, then you can beat a much stronger enemy. That's the theme for mainstream anime. However, in cartoons, can you distinguish each and every theme from each and every episode? Not very easy. Not that very easily if you are not a seasoned watcher. If you don't watch it very often, then you most likely cannot distinguish the theme. However, in anime, the theme is very telling. Is very popping out at you and punching you in the face. Most likely because they state it in front of you. They state it. Teamwork is so much. It's teamwork, and if you have teamwork, then you can defeat whatever that guy's name is. Anime is very different from cartoons. I personally think that cartoons should be made more like anime because anime covers life issues and depression and human emotions. While cartoons are just for comedy and not just for laughs. Not very life lesson-like. So I think that anime should be the role model for cartoons, and for cartoons to be leaded into the path of anime.
Oh my god, if that happened, I would shoot myself.
I'm sorry, Linda.
That was a nice speech, Kathleen. That was a good speech. The evaluator for Kathleen is Maya Gong. Please welcome Maya.
Kathleen, I thought you had a very good speech. It was a very interesting speech and a relatable topic, I guess, for some of those who watch anime. So, you didn't have notes, like Helen said, so you can express yourself more and really show who you are while you're speaking. So you had some, I felt, unnecessary pauses, which sort of took away from your performance. So you were really powerful, and then you sort of paused for a while, which I thought sort of took away from your performance a little bit. Also, you, like Linda, you swayed from side to side a little bit. Like you were here, and then you swayed here, and you kept on swaying back and forth, which also was distracting. But I really liked how you used pictures, so we can visualize what you're talking about, and we can connect more with you and your topic. I also thought that you yourself felt really passionate and really enjoyed your topic, so that way the reader can connect, and you sort of give some of your passion to them, so they too will feel what you feel about anime. And then also you had a variety of hand gestures. So you threw punches to show when you're punching, and then you use like first and then second and third, which I thought was really good. And then so overall, I thought you had a really good speech, and I really enjoyed it.
Kathleen, no notes, which is great. You memorized your speech.
Cool.
Also, exactly. Also, you're one of the few speakers that speaks slower. which also is an achievement because younger people normally speak fast. So your rhythm is a little bit slower, which is excellent. Interesting subject I am not familiar with, so I've been learning a few points there. Be careful, suggestions, be careful not to react when the audience makes remarks. So you are not having a dialogue with the audience and that they don't throw you off track. You are easily distracted by the remarks in the audience. Just ignore them. No, I'm kidding. But I also find that your speech would have had more impact if you had a story in there that had a thread from the beginning to the end. I got a little bit lost towards the end because your topic almost changed. So I was a little bit lost there. Maybe you would start talking about teamwork, which I like that idea, but maybe if you can bring that up in the beginning and then pull it through as a thread in your speech. I'm not sure if I'm missing the point here. Maybe I am because I'm not familiar with anime, but then that is exactly the point in regards to your speech. Good point that you memorized it. You also are starting to use your gestures. That is excellent, and again, interesting subject. Maya, your evaluation was a little bit short, if I'm not mistaken, but excellent observations in regards to the pauses. That was excellent remark. And also, I like your energy. You're using your gestures, even in your evaluation. Just trust yourself. Slow down. Take your time. And trust yourself. Just go for it. Excellent. Good job. Yes, you have a question.
Isn't like people who talk really slowly, like really boring? Like Angela said, her like world geo teacher or whatever. But like goes like this.
Yes,
this.
I agree very much with you. Very good point. I did not want to bring that up because how do you change a slow speaker to interesting? Any ideas? Yeah.
Emphasis in words.
Vocal variety. Correct. Yes.
I
Vocal
like starting
variety.
to fall asleep sometimes.
What was that?
I like to fall asleep sometimes really slowly.
When somebody speaks really slowly, if you have a good speaker and if they speak too fast, you're not going to get the points.
It's like Barack Obama. He has like so many pods that I actually fell asleep.
Yeah. Well. Let's continue our meeting here. Jason? Good point though.
Our next and final speaker is Justin Zhu, who is a 7th grader at Clark Middle School. He enjoys karate and Pokemon. The title of his speech is Winging It.
Now, first off, I'd like to start off with, can anybody guess the significance of my title? Franklin, you gotta start your hand first. What?
You're winging it right now.
I'm completely winging it. I decided this halfway through Kathleen's speech. I'm completely winging it. So, I was deciding to talk about winging it because this is one of the topics that I have a large amount of knowledge from, mostly due to experience. One of the main ways that I think it's easiest to wing it is not a complete wing, which I'm doing right now. You have to have some sort of general idea in your mind that you want to do. As we've all said before, we want 3 main points, right? As a 3 main points, no more, no less, right? Three-legged stool, correct? We should, when we're winging it, we should always write those down and have those in our head. See, my speech before, I was doing 2nd and 3rd language. I had my 3 points, remember, down, like solid. Kathleen, I know you winged it, as you told me earlier. Did you have your 3 points written down? Yeah, see, all good wingers, or speakers who use the wing strategy, should have their 3 points written down and memorized. You don't need to memorize much else. Because if you are passionate about what you're speaking about, say for example, I'm speaking about this, then you can always think of something new to say. For example, I'm completely winging it right now. I have no idea what I'm saying. Another way you can improve your winging skills is look at the speakers that have already gone. What ways have they been told to improve? I'm personally using the way that that you guys suggested, to walk around, to move and use large gestures. Right, Jason? Yes. Winging it is all about coming up with it in your head immediately. You can't stop to think, because if you stop to think, it will cause very awkward pauses. I don't want to see anybody do a horrible wing. I prefer if you just work the effort into writing your speech and then bringing a memorized topic. My third and final way to improve your wing is to actually practice it a tiny bit before you start your speech. For me, today, I was going to wing my first speech, but I only practiced it once. Honestly, that's not enough for a wing, for a successful one anyway. I would say practice it 2 or 3 times. 3 times is better. And each time you should try your best to have it in the allotted time zone. For example, in this time, it'd be 5 to 7 minutes. Winging it, it's all about using your brain and thinking on your feet. Like, I'm thinking on my feet right now because I can't think of enough stuff to fill the rest of the time, right? So, you need to be able to think on your feet. Do you guys know what that means? Thinking on your feet, right?
Standing and thinking.
Yeah. Etc. So, honestly, that is one of the things I'm most passionate about, and I think you guys should try to learn some. However, of course, I know it's generally better to actually do your speech, but winging it is another good technique you could try. Just try it once. Maybe it won't be so bad. Besides, you did save a lot of effort from not doing any work, right?
Skittles.
That was a fabulous wing. You put a lot of stuff into it, so it was awesome. I'm not the evaluator, so I won't say anymore. The evaluator for Justin is Jeffrey. Please welcome Jeffrey.
Why are we smiling? Okay. I found this speech very relatable. It's how I feel in English class because I have no idea what the teacher's talking about. One thing that I thought you could improve on was that in the very beginning, your opening gave us the impression that you had no topic whatsoever. Then in a few sentences we've later figured out that you were indeed talking about winging it, but we kind of, in the beginning, thought, okay, I'm going to make something up right now. Which I suppose you did, but yeah, that opening wasn't too strong. It was a bit short. Yeah. The topic. This whole speech, it felt like you were teaching a seminar rather than giving a speech. I don't know how I should put that. Like in all the other speeches, I didn't feel like they were teaching a class. I felt like they were talking about something that they were passionate about, which I guess could be considered teaching. But this felt much like teaching how to wing things. Like, this is a course in college, and you're teaching us how to wing. And for a course in college, it's quite a sketchy topic, you know, teaching us how to wing papers. At times, I felt that you were a little too open to the audience, as if you didn't know anyone in this audience, you wouldn't have made about half the examples that you gave, and you asked many questions to the audience that would have not been there had this audience not been this audience. That's repetitive. And you referred to previous knowledge that your audience would know. Like, you said something about your last speech. I'm half winging it right now, so I've got a cheer. I like your.
Just end it.
Okay, we're gonna end it now.
Alright, ladies, gentlemen, Justin. Justin, I liked your presentation very much. I liked it very much. I loved your opening. It was just like a pro. You started out with a question and you came up here with a ton of energy, which, believe me, often people don't listen, but they're in tune with your energy. So if you come up here and you have a strong opening and you're like, yeah, so what do you guys think about this? And it can be something totally boring, but how you say it, the audience, they will think you're wonderful. So I believe that you nailed that. Suggestion, since you talked about it, I would have liked for you, you said you had 3 points, so I would have liked you point 1, point 2, and point 3. You started getting a little bit nervous because you ran out of material and you started pacing.
Indeed,
Okay. Yeah, I know, I picked that up. And remember, if I can see it, everybody sees it. Yes, absolutely. I like how you used your pauses, and then also you closed with Q&A, but you could have totally dragged out the time with a question and answer session at the end. You could have done that, but you didn't trust yourself on that one.
Am I allowed to do that?
Well, why not? Who says no?
That's your speech.
It's your speech.
Wicked.
Now, Jeffrey, in regards to your evaluation, I do understand what you're saying in regards to the topic that he chose. He chose to talk about winging it, but it is his topic, you see, so it is not that it is wrong. Does that make sense? Yeah. It is not that it's wrong. Now, did it fit into this segment? Well, maybe not. My suggestion for you is the handout that I gave today. It is, again, every time I would suggest for you, read through it quickly for those who memorize quickly. Memorize those little phrases, because in Toastmasters what they teach, and it's something you can use in everything in life, evaluate to elevate. Use it for something positive, your feedback for positive. I personally work on it constantly because also for myself, I was raised in a Germanic household and incredibly critical, and I was raised with no positive feedback. So saying I had to learn how to something positive, suggestions for improvement, and then close with something positive. So those are the suggestions for the evaluations. At this time, I would like to turn the meeting back over to our Toastmaster, Jason.
Thank you, Helen. Come on, guys.
Oh, we're sorry.
Okay. Now we will have the table topic session. The table topics master is Justin Lin. Please welcome Justin Lin.
I know most of you guys hate that I'm table talks, but too bad. I have a few questions today, and I don't know how much time we have. Are we on schedule?
We have
Three. Don't worry.
My first question will be based on upcoming holidays. You can't guess it, it's Halloween. I'm sorry, I didn't give you any guessing. What do you think the origin story of Halloween came from? Where do you think Halloween came from? Why are we going out there and trick or treating every single? No googling.
Thanks.
Do we have any volunteers for this?
I actually know this.
Jason, tell me what kind of guy. Go ahead. Jason.
I have a slight interpretation for how Halloween started. I have 3 stories that might have been possible. The first story is that once upon a time, in like this long, faraway, misty, foggy land, where nothing lived and everything died, there was a small village. Okay, the village is alive. I'm just saying that nothing lived and nothing died. It was because it's gray and bracken and dark. There was a small village filled with a good amount of people, and each of them had one child. These children. Okay, if you think this is gonna be scary, don't listen to me. The children were one night on October 30th or something like that. 31st. They were possessed by an evil spirit and went to doors knocking on went knocking on people's doors and asked for a trick or a treat. This was very creepy for the people that were answering the doors. They did not know what to do with it, and they could not find their own children as well. So they decided to come out and give them a treat. That's story number 1. Story number 2 is that there was once a nice, happy town where there were a bunch of really very innovative kids who wanted to go and, oh, I want to eat candy, but I don't have enough money for candy. Let's make a holiday that makes us get free candy. We can just go walk up to people's doors and be like, give me some candy, and we're all good. So these smart, innovative kids, sort of like Steve Jobs or something, they go, ooh, I'm going to create the apple of the 18th century, which is related to candy. Not actually an apple, but a candy. So it's a candy holiday. They're like, oh wow, now we have a brilliant holiday for us kids. And my final and last story is that these households there was this happy little town, whereas the households were very strict and did not let their children eat candy. So the children's created like a story like that they had a children's society where they told this story about this far place in heaven, whereas the children got to get candy and actually could just walk up to a house and get candy. Those are my 3 stories. I hope you enjoyed them.
Those are some very nice stories, Jason. They actually aren't. Any of them are close. Stop. None of them are actually close, but it's okay, Jason. I'll give you a piece of candy after. Just because you did it. Yeah, I actually will. 2. My second question is that a new virus, if you haven't heard of it, Ebola, it's starting to wipe out the world.
It's been there for a pretty long time.
I know. Ready? It's wiping out the world. Not really, but it's wiping out the world. Your opinions. How do you think about this? Is it really worth getting all worked up over? Anyone volunteering? Jason. Justin, since I said you first. I'm sorry for
Yeah. Winging it, right? Alright, so I actually have a little prior knowledge on this. My mom went to Texas, I believe it was a week ago. And it turns out, a day before, that was the day when the first Ebola patient in the United States was in Texas, and he was in the hospital. So, the night before she went to Texas, my mom made me go on Google Maps, and we went to Google Maps, and we went to the exact place she was staying, and we looked for the hospital. It turns out it was like 12 miles far away, so we were like, okay, it's fine. And then, for the next day or so, after my mom came back, I kind of stayed away from her because I was worried she had the virus and I didn't want to get it, you know? So, but then I learned she didn't have it. But I also went online and I looked at a news article which had all the sorts of information about the Ebola virus. I heard it was really bad. It's like after 2 days of infection, you like start vomiting and you're like get really nauseous and it's super painful and basically you die in the end. It kind of sucks. However, luckily it's not too far spread out in the United States so far. I believe it was in Africa at the beginning, but where was it? Africa. Okay. It's not too far spread on in the United States, so I hope it doesn't become like one of those dystopian movies. I hope it doesn't become like one of those dystopian movies where like the entire world gets wiped out by this virus and then there's only like the people who aren't zombies. I mean, wait, that's The Walking Dead. So I just hope we don't all die due to a stupid virus that came from Africa.
Bats. Bats.
Yeah.
Thank you. Another question I have is that, do we have time to post some?
Sure, one more.
One more. Okay, this is my last question. Clark, I don't know if Diamond did this, but because I go to Clark. Clark has made this new club or agency called SGA, the Student Government Association. Yeah, thank you. Do you think it's a good idea to have kids, elect them for power, give them power in the school, and because it's supposed to work like a government, allow them to rule over the teachers? Because two branches of the government are listed.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think it's a good idea to give students power, force them to come to school early, but allow them to make their own choices? What do you think about this?
Wasn't I had this discussion at lunch on like
Anyone?
Thursday or something.
Volunteers? Thank you, Anika! Thanks for volunteering. You're welcome.
I hate you so much. What?
Volunteer
So-
tribute.
Mr. Table's on semester. Since I didn't say it before.
Wing it. Wing it.
Okay, so, about the SGA. So, in previous years, it was held by Miss LeClaire or Miss Bavin. But if any of you, a lot of you don't know her, but she is the English teacher on Explorer team. And my opinion of her is she does not know how to teach. She would give us this essay, like the prompt essay, and she would go like, oh, write it. And she would penalize you if you didn't know what to do, because she didn't give the instructions in the first place. So, I feel like she's a very bad teacher. But this year, it's held by Miss Paydall and Miss Alexander, which are two very good teachers. That is one thing that I think is very good about SGA. But there is one thing that is bad. 8th graders get to elect a president. 7th and 6th graders get a vice president. But 8th graders get to elect a president. The thing about that is that I know a lot of people, a lot of popular kids, who want to be president just so they can have more popularity. Cough, cough, Jason. Jason Cho. Jason Cho, I think Joe Tibbles, maybe Luke Butler. They all want to be president just because they want to seem like a good kid and they want power. But I feel like the SGA is about like responsibility, and I don't think any of them have responsibility. Like even a tiny bit. They don't have any responsibility. So, I think that the SGA is good and is bad, but overall, I really don't have an opinion.
Jason? Unless we have more time. No. Jason.
Thank you.
Let's talk to my dad.
Now we will have the reports for our 3 requirements. We'll have the grammarian. We'll have the report from the grammarian. We'll have a report from the odd counter, and we'll have a report from the timer. May we please have the grammarian first? Please welcome Anika.
Oh yeah.
Yay, I'm up here again. So, I did my grammarian in order, since I didn't know prior to this meeting that I was grammarian. So you might be here twice. I think Jason is on here twice, and yeah. So, starting from the beginning. Angela, you said someone have to use something. It's has to use something. Also, it's not thyroid cancer, it's thyroid.
Just a minor detail that I don't know. But that was it. Franklin, you said siblings can teach how to deal with annoying kids. Teach you how to deal with annoying kids. Jason, you said blank or blank or blank. I don't know what the blanks are, but it should be blank, blank, or blank. You shouldn't have the actual or in there because it's. I mean, unless you're making a point with the or, and like you're using the repetitiveness to catch your audience's attention, but you really don't need that or. Also, it's like single child people. I don't think you need that people in there because it's sort of like, I don't know, but I feel like it sort of negatives it a little. Negative. I'm horrible at
Negates, yeah.
Anyways, also D benefits and ungood. You probably were looking for drawbacks. Linda, you said there are many people, but you were talking in the past tense. It should be there were many people. Also, you said the kids are on the iPad. It should be the kids are on their iPads. So that's 2 in 1. Okay. Also, you said another way electronics affect people, but you sort of like stopped and went on to another thing. I don't know if that's grammar, but I noticed it. Also, you said to walk, they'd be able to, they'd be able to walk. I don't know. But that was what you, I think that was what you said. So that's that. Also, electronics topic, ... You said, that's what you said. It should be topic of electronics. Because you said like electronics topic. I don't remember the context, but the context was weird.
I don't even know what I said.
That was weird in the context. Helen, you said, but your evaluation was excellent, but you might want to rephrase so that you don't have the 2 buts right after each other. That sounds really weird. But you don't really. I felt like that was kind of redundant.
It does?
That you said that. Kathleen, you said anime are Japanese cartoons. It's anime is Japanese cartoons because anime is singular. Even though Japanese cartoons are plural, anime is singular. So it's anime is. Also, you said anime have many good openings and endings, like songs. It's anime has, again with the plural singular thing. It's hard.
What?
Anime has.
No, isn't it anime?
No, it's
Anime are Japanese cartoons. It's anime is Japanese.
Anime is.
Anime is singular.
Yeah, but you said anime.
Shut up.
I never said ass. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Also, you said you said main genre, which is mainstream. The main is kind of repetitive, and I don't think you were using that element, I guess. Also, you said it is very popping out, punching you in the face. You could have rephrased that as like it pops out, comma, punching you in the face, and it like flows. Instead of like, it is very popping out, punching you. Okay. Helen! You said, how do you change a slow speaker to interesting?
It's slow.
No,
To be interesting.
yeah.
To an interest or
Yeah.
slow
Or
speech
like I
to
said,
an interesting.
speaker.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I need to play with
Justin, Z, you said remember down. I don't know why.
You forget.
It's like, so you instead of forgetting, you have the speech remembered down. You don't need that down. I don't know.
So, like, you only need to, like, you have the speech remembered, not remembered down, because, I don't know. Yeah. Jason! You said the evaluator for Justin should be Jeffrey. It will be Jeffrey, because it is Jeffrey. There's no doubt.
Could be some discrepancies. Maybe.
So that is that.
Second page.
Second page. Okay.
We're like 3.
That can be done now.
Yay.
Boy.
Alright! Woo!
Wow, that hurt.
The next report we will have is the odd counter report from Jeffrey.
Can you please-
Now or later?
Shake hands with me.
Now or later?
Yeah.
You shake hands both times.
Both.
Oh,
Beginning and at the end.
And you have to say, Mr. Toastmaster.
Franklin!
So, I don't know if the people at the end were better or if I just kind of fell asleep, but I noticed there were, okay, I'll just start. Angela, you had, oh, this was actually really good. I added an extra column for like stutters because there was a lot of those.
Try to condense it, we're running out of time.
Angela had one like, 9 stutter things. Anika, 6 2 relays, 1 like, 3 pauses, 2 stutter. Franklin, 1 2 likes, 3 pauses, 15 stutters. Jason, 8 9 likes, 3 stutters. Linda, 4 7 likes, 2 things, and 5 stutters. Justin, you had just 1 stutter. I don't know if I just fell asleep or you were amazing. Kathleen, 4 pauses, 5 stutter things. Maya, 2 reallys, 2 likes. Justin, 5 1 like, 1 stutter thing. It was short. Okay, I had apparently 10 2 pauses, and then should I do it? Should I just stop? Yeah, I'm done. Hi, anyway. Stop there. Oh, thank you.
Mr. Toastmaster. Mr. Toastmaster. Ow.
Finally, we'll have the timing report from Maya. Please welcome Maya. Yeah.
People talk.
Oh, wait, yeah.
So let's start with the speakers. Angela, 4 minutes, 49 seconds. Franklin, 6 minutes, 2 seconds. Linda, 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Kathleen, 6 minutes, 51 seconds. Justin Z, 3 minutes, 47 seconds. Evaluators, Anika, 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Jason, 3 minutes, 43 seconds. Justin Lin, 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Maya, 1 minute, 31 seconds. Jeffrey, 1 minute, 59 seconds. Table topics, Jason, 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Justin Z, 1 minute, 34 seconds. And Anika, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. That was fast.
I'm gonna talk to you guys.
Now, I will return control to the coordinator.
Alright, stay here. Ladies and gentlemen, make it a habit when you are at the front of the stage, when you are shaking hands, try not to do this. It's a habit, and get into it, because when you're nervous and thinking about a speech or something, if you're in an important environment, you're going to forget it. Thank you very much. There you go. So, I have a question for everyone. Are there any questions in regards to what you learned today? Do you have any questions in regards to your speech or the evaluation? Do you need any further help? Yes?
If we bring props, do we put it on the side? If we really bring props?
Yes. Yes. And if you want to, you meet me beforehand and I can talk you through it. Yes.
It's like as if you read my mind. Anyway, let's. If you do have props,
Yes.
would it be better to hand it out while you're speaking because it feels like it distracts them?
I have the. Thank you very much. I have that written down. Handouts. You're talking about handouts or props?
Like when you hand out stuff. Yeah.
Handouts. Handouts. It is suggested for handouts not to hand them out during your speech. It is best to hand them out after the speech, because to no fail, I do not know if this is correct English, but it never fails, that is correct. people get distracted by it. So try to hand it out after, yes.
Isn't it unfair to the next speaker because you're distracting the audience? Speaker.
It's the evaluator first.
It's the evaluator first.
Oh.
Yes, but or you, let's say
that's
you
for
are
you.
in a different
okay.
setting. What you can suggest, if you want to be really polite, you can say, I have handouts, please help yourself. They are on the table over there if you have any further interest or something like that. Yes, you're right. In regards to the reports at the very end, I find we're losing a lot of time. Annika, excellent grammarian. I'm impressed and intimidated. Great job, excellent, very, very thorough. Also we had the table topics. Yes, in regards to the table topics, what I would suggest is do not ask for volunteers. Any idea why? Yes?
Takes time.
No? Yes?
Maybe like if you don't want to choose somebody that like let's say somebody's it's sort of like how the teacher calls on somebody that's not raising their hand.
Voila, exactly. Because the person that volunteers is the one that is comfortable speaking and wants to get up there. So you, yes, he called on you, and you did a great job. So you want to call on someone whom you know that, or even sometimes you can call on the person that is not paying attention. The teacher that curveball.
Especially me.
For next time, please memorize your speech. If you don't want to memorize it, as per suggestion, memorize the 3 points. I totally agree with you. One of the suggestions that I have for you is, if you can, memorize your speech, put it aside, forget it, and then just write your bullet points down. That is the next step that you want to do. Try to think about your speech and about how you're using the stage and your gestures in coordinates with your speech. And do you have any further questions for me? Anybody? If you have any questions, I am here after. You can ask me and I will conclude the meeting. Have a wonderful evening.
I'm so sorry, you don't know me.